Hello everyone, this is Varaprasad and I am presenting you the daily current affairs which are useful for SSC, RRB and other government examinations. Coming to the first one of the session, Indian American Ashok Michael Pinto appointed as US representative to IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. He was nominated by United States President Donald Trump. He was nominated as US Alternative Executive Director of IBRD for a period of 2 years. He currently serves as counselor to the Under Secretary for International Affairs at the United States Department of Treasury. Some of the static GK questions are: World Bank headquarters is in Washington DC. World Bank president is David Robert Malpass. The motto of World Bank is working for a world free of poverty. West Bengal red flagged by Inter-Ministerial team. According to the report, the state had highest mortality rate of 12.8% among COVID-19 patients. The report said that West Bengal has changed its protocol since April 30 that had reflected in death certificates and daily statistics. The central government had announced that death of COVID patients shall be indicated in daily statistics. Also, a committee of doctors have to be constituted to issue death certificate examining random samples. However, the state failed to comply with these rules. Though the state government had rights to issue death certificates, the centre has passed orders to report such issuances to it. The state of West Bengal failed to do so, according to the report. As COVID-19 has now been made a notified disaster, according to the Disaster Management Act, the states will certainly have to follow the orders of the centre, though they have their own powers. The report also said that state had high mortality rate due to weak tracking and surveillance and low testing. Global Report on Food Crisis 2020 was released by Global Network Against Food Crisis. The report says that around 135 million people are living under food crisis. According to the report, the numbers have increased. In 2019, the number of people living under food crisis were 113 million. Yemen was at the top with 15.9 million people under food crisis. This was 53% of the population of the country. The top 10 countries that were under food crisis contributed to 65% of the world population. These countries were Yemen, DR Congo, Afghanistan, Venezuela, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Syria, Sudan, North Nigeria and Haiti. Over 75 million children were reported to be stunted and they were spread across 55 food crisis countries. As 2019 conflict and insecurity were the main drivers of food crisis in 2020 as well. Africa had the largest number of food insecure people in the world. Special corona fee imposed on liquor, Delhi government. The move will boost the government revenue, which has been hit hard due to coronavirus forced lockdown. But there will be a steep rise in the prices of retail's liquor bottle. 70% special corona fee has been imposed on MRP of liquor bottles. The new rate will be applicable from Tuesday. In a late night notification, the Finance Department of Delhi government said 70% of maximum retail price on all categories of liquor sold through retail licenses for consumption. For instance, a liquor bottle with a maximum retail price of 1000 rupees earlier will now cost 1700 rupees in the city. The decision comes on the first day of easing of certain restrictions under the third phase of coronavirus lockdown. The government has allowed 150 state-run liquor shops outside the coronavirus containment zones in the national capital. Commonwealth Youth Games postponed to 2023. Actually, these games should be conducted in the year 2021, but it was postponed due to the clash of dates with Tokyo Olympics. The Tokyo Olympics that was scheduled to be held from July 23rd to August 8, 2020 was postponed by a year. The decision was taken by Commonwealth Games Federation Executive Board. The 17th Commonwealth Youth Games were to be held between August 1 and August 7, 2021 in Tobago and Trinidad. The Commonwealth Youth Games is an international sport event that is organized by Commonwealth Games Federation. The first Commonwealth Games were held in Edinburgh, Scotland. The Commonwealth Games is being conducted since 2000. It was then conducted in 2004, 2008, 2011, 2015 and 2017. The 2008 Commonwealth Youth Games were conducted in Pune, India. 764 crore rupees released to pensioners as part of EPFO scheme. Around 135 field offices of scheme processed the payment. This has been done in advance to avoid inconvenience of pensioners during lockdown. The bank branches all over the country have been directed to make sure the pension is credited on time. The EPFO is Employee Provident Fund Organization. It was established under the Act EPF and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952. The EPFO scheme is implemented by Ministry of Labour and Employment. Israel isolates key antibody of COVID-19. The monoclonal neutralizing antibody developed by Institute is reported to neutralize COVID-19 virus inside the infected person. The scientists believe that antibody can possibly be the antidote that can be used in treatment of COVID-19. The antibody is called monoclonal as it was isolated from a single recovered cell. The monoclonal antibodies have greater potent values in treating the disease. Till now, antibodies that have been isolated are polyclonal. Polyclonal is isolating antibodies from several recovered cells. This is the first time the antibodies of COVID-19 are isolated from monoclonal antibodies. Israel so far has 16,246 COVID-19 cases. This includes 235 fatalities and 10,064 recoveries. It was one of the first countries to close international borders. Antibodies are proteins naturally produced in human body in order to respond to foreign particles that invade human bodies. The antibodies are specific to invader. The concept is used to test COVID-19 as well. The antibodies present in the blood samples of a person indicate that at some point of time he was exposed to the virus. This concept is used to detect the presence of virus. India has adopted rapid antibody testing for surveillance purpose. However, it is still using RT-PCR to confirm the virus. The RT-PCR takes 4 to 5 hours to produce results. Vladimir Putin awards commemorative World War II medal to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. A commemorative war medal marking the 75th anniversary of victory over Nazi Germany. The medal was awarded to the North Korean leader for his role in preserving the memory of Soviet soldiers who died on North Korean territory. Russia's ambassador in North Korea, Alexander Mastisegora, presented the award to the country's foreign minister Ri Son-gaun. Kim was awarded for his great personal contribution to the commemoration of dead and buried Soviet citizens on the territory of DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and showing concern about the safety of Soviet soldiers' graves and memorial sites. 7-member committee formed to enhance audit independence and accountability by Ministry of Corporate Affairs MCA. The panel has been asked to submit its report by June 30. The consultation paper sought to address 5 threats for auditor independence: self-interest, self-review, advocacy, familiarity, and intimidation. Comments are requested to make joint audit mandatory for bigger companies, whether the number of audits under one audit firm or auditor be reduced, and whether the number of partners under one audit firm be reduced or fixed. Max Bupa Health Insurance appointed Krishnan Ramachandran as its new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. He will replace Ashish Mehrotra. Prior to this, he served as CEO of Apollo Munich Health Insurance. He has over 23 years of experience in health insurance, healthcare and life sciences segments. Some of the static GK questions are: Max Bupa Health Insurance established in the year 2008. Max Bupa Health Insurance headquarters is in New Delhi, India. 2020 Pulitzer Prize winners were announced in 15 journalism category and 7 book, drama and music categories by its administrator Dana Kennedy via video conference instead of a ceremony at Columbia University in New York, United States due to coronavirus pandemic. 3 Indian photojournalists won 2020 Pulitzer Prize in feature photography. The three Indian photojournalists, namely Dar Yasin, Mukhtar Khan and Channi Anand from Jammu and Kashmir, who work for Associated Press, have won the 2020 Pulitzer Prize in Future Photography. The award recognized their exceptional coverage of Jammu and Kashmir during the lockdown that was imposed on Jammu and Kashmir by central government after the revocation of Article 370 on August 5, 2019. The winning photographers captured images of protests, the police, paramilitary action, and daily life in Jammu and Kashmir after phone and internet services were shut down in August 2019, making it difficult for the world to gain access to the region. India SME Services Platform to be launched by SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India, a digital platform to educate stakeholders in the small and medium enterprises ecosystem and have information on coronavirus related initiatives for the sector. It provides micro, small and medium enterprises information about starting operations, getting finance, credit enhancement and other support services. Bring together all MSME ecosystem stakeholders, financiers, corporates, government, regulators, employees and associations in an interactive platform where all will be at one place and one place for all kinds of initiatives. It will have a web page containing a dashboard of all schemes being implemented by central government, state governments, banks and industry associations, and government can also monitor actions on policies, schemes and programs for the sector. Himachal Pradesh state government has decided to launch employment guarantee scheme called Mukhyamantri Shahari Rozgar Guarantee Yojana that will provide 120 days of employment to those living in urban areas. The decision was taken during the cabinet meeting held under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Jairam Thakur. People employed under the scheme will also be imparted training to increase their skills as and when required. Some of the static GK questions about Himachal Pradesh are: its capital is Shimla, its governor is Bandaru Dattatreya, its chief justice is Lingappa Narayan Swamy. Coming to the last one of the session, World Asthma Day is observed every year on first Tuesday of May. This year, World Asthma Day is observed on May 5th, 2020. The day spread awareness about asthma disease and care around the world. The primary focus is supporting the person with asthma. Support may also extend to family, friends and caregivers. The theme for 2020 is Enough Asthma Deaths. Let us know some history of World Asthma Day. World Asthma Day is annually organized by Global Initiative for Asthma. In 1998, the first World Asthma Day was celebrated in more than 35 countries in conjunction with first World Asthma meeting in Barcelona, Spain. We are providing you the PDF of this entire session in the description box below. People who want to download the PDF can go to the description box and click on that link so that you can download the PDF. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to our channel for more updates. Please give your valuable suggestions in the comment box.